want your business to go to another level, you must try to learn and hear something new. So make the change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Testing Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Testing Results, oh yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Yeah.
Welcome to the Marketing Strategies for Drastic Results show. My name is Toni Harris Taylor. I am your hostess with the mostest. I am CEO and founder of Drastic Results Marketing and Sales Coaching, where I partner with franchisors to teach franchisees and fran dev teams how to network better, show up, be up, follow up to blow up, so that they can bring more business to their business. And I'm also an award-winning multi-unit franchisee with Network in Action. Network in Action brings together business owners for connections, collaborations, community, coaching, so they can all make more cash. How about that? So welcome to today's show. Today, I want to talk to my brothers and sisters of different cultures, specifically African Americans, who might be considering franchising. I have been an entrepreneur for 26 years before someone ever said to me, you should be a franchisee. Franchising, when I thought of franchising, it was food brands and storefronts. It was not home-based, part-time, in my lane businesses. Since then, and since 5 years ago, this year makes 5 years, I entered the world of franchising. I have recognized that there are brands. Listen, there's a franchise for tiddlywinks. I'm just saying, there's a franchise for everything. But nobody's teaching us that. And so I am bound and determined to help more, I hate the word minorities, but I'm just going to use that word, minorities, to understand the power of franchising. African Americans, Hispanics, Indians, Asians, women of all races. We don't know what we don't know about franchising. And I am on a mission to help more people understand 4 pillars of franchising. The first one is you already have a successful business that you should probably franchise. Second one is you might want a franchise to expand. So you might want to enter franchising as a franchisee to expand the business you already have. The third one is you just might want to be a supplier to franchises, right? We don't know that franchises buy billions of dollars worth of products and services that we could be providing a small portion to. And then number 4, you might just want to work at a franchise headquarters. So even if entrepreneurship's not for you, there are tons of jobs at franchise headquarters, but nobody is in our space sharing this knowledge. And so me and my guest, Azaniah, we're going to chop it up about his journey into franchising, and then how can we bring the message of franchising into communities that just haven't heard the message. I have examined for the last 3 years since I started going to franchise conferences, how I can bridge that gap between the world of franchising and all of my friends out here who already have an entrepreneurial mindset and spirit. They just don't know that this over here exists. And so I'm going to help bridge that gap. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I want to introduce you to my client, my friend, Mr. Azaniah Israel, who's going to tell us his story and his journey into franchising. After this message, we'll be right back.
Are you a franchisor grappling with how to stimulate your franchisees' growth and revenue? Are the phrases, "I'm not comfortable networking," "I'm an introvert"? Enter Toni Harris-Taylor, your answer to these challenges. With her expert guidance and program, you can empower your franchisees to conquer networking and community outreach. Toni's program is designed to equip your franchisees with the skills and confidence to show up to the right events with the right people. It goes beyond making connections. It's about nurturing and leveraging these relationships. It's about following up, collaborating, and generating leads and referrals to maximize conversions. And ultimately, increased revenue for your franchisees and for you, the franchisor. Are you ready to unlock this potential? Reach out to us at 832-479-2088. Let's embark on this journey of growth and success together.
We're back with my special guest, Azaniah Israel. Welcome, sir.
Hey, hello. Thank you for the welcome. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm so glad to have you here. I'll have you introduce yourself in your own words.
All right. Well, everybody, my name is Azaniah Israel. You know those initials AI because I'm a specialist in AI integration, digital marketing, and all things technical. So I'm an author. I'm a minister. I'm a leader of a nonprofit, but I'm here with you today as your guest, Toni.
And we're going to talk about that nonprofit in this conversation because it's important that the franchising community understands who they are and where they are. So we'll come back to that. Anyway, I'm glad to have you here. Let's have some real talk conversations. So how did you get into franchising?
Oh, franchising, kind of a long story, but long story short, as an entrepreneur, I was looking for a way to scale. I was looking for a way to bring on other team members. And I realized that that wasn't necessarily my skill set to set up all the different things on the back end to make the business scalable. So I thought about what opportunities do I have to borrow from someone else's resources, skill set, and procedures and processes that had already been in place, but still allow myself to go forward with the thing that I do best. And so I ended up talking with a franchise consultant. We looked at a whole bunch of different opportunities that were outside of my wheelhouse, but we landed on this one that I'm a part of now that fit directly with what I was already doing. And it made perfect sense for me to add that to my scalability.
So did you come from corporate to franchising?
So not exactly. I've been in corporate since 2007 in this industry, and that had its ups and downs. Was laid off right after getting a great job. The recession hit. The economy was bad, and I jumped around here and there, but got back into a profitable position in IT, which from there I said, let me be prepared for the next time the economy goes down. Let me get back in position to build an entrepreneurial thing that will be of my own in my industry. So I didn't quit my day job. I started doing entrepreneurial endeavors on the side, IT consulting, after realizing that when I started out as a consultant, even as an entry-level consultant, they were billing at hundreds of dollars an hour for my skill set. So I said I could do the same thing for myself. And that's what got me into this field. And then the franchising particularly is a couple years later when I decided to scale and started adding more team members.
Now, you introduced me to your franchise consultant. How did you meet him?
LinkedIn, just networking. I think LinkedIn is one of the best platforms you can have profitable conversations on. It's not all about entertainment. So he reached out talking about business, and I was ready to have that business conversation. And we talked for over a year before we came to the conclusion of what we were going to do. But that conversation definitely paid off.
Okay. So one of the things that I am on a mission to do is help franchisors teach their franchise development teams how to go into different spaces. Because right now, my understanding, and I'm still learning, so I'm not 100% expert, but my understanding is fran dev teams show up at expos, and I've been to the expos, and they're definitely there to meet people who are wandering through an expo hall, collecting their pins and rubber balls, to try to convert those people into entrepreneurs and then convert them into their brand. And I got to thinking about that, and I'm like, they obviously don't know. There's a whole world of entrepreneurs. I've networked all over the country, other countries. I never see brands set up at networking events. I never see brands set up at entrepreneurial events. I've been to Black Enterprise conference. No brands there. And then you're a part of Black MBA. Have any franchise brands ever set up at those events?
We're starting to go into that space now. This year, we've actually had a couple of franchise conversations. And I
because
think
of you.
Yeah, well, I take it.
So they're missing the mark.
Right.
Franchise development teams are typically looking for people who are wanting to leave corporate. Maybe they're retiring or they got laid off, and trying to convince them to be entrepreneurs when there's a whole world of already entrepreneurial mindset people that just need to know your brand exists. So I'm on a mission to, and then on the other side, the people, like you said, Black MBA, they didn't know that franchising was possible. And so we all know there's a Popeyes and a McDonald's, but we all know those are out of our reach. They don't know that there's a brand for everything. So between me and you, we're going to introduce these sides to each other, because it's a shame for me to go to a conference. I went to a conference in Atlanta in June, and there was about 400 people there, and there were 2.5 Black people there. 2.5 in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, the city. The city is for where we should be at.
And I'm just thinking, they must not know. Both sides must not know. And I think you and I, Azaniah, are the ones to bring their attention to it. So tell everybody about Black MBA.
So National Black MBA Association, it's a national organization with chapters all over the United States. You could look at them as franchisees. And it is the premier organization, has the largest career fair in the United States, with over 10 to 12,000 people that show up every year, 300 to 500 corporations that are a part of that. And it really gives us an opportunity to showcase ourselves, getting hired on the spot, to get training and development opportunities as well during the conference, to network and to grow in your leadership skills. But the thing is, Toni, you just spoke about Atlanta, and not that many people of our community were there. But even in National Black MBA, the other nationalities of people know how to use it. Almost 40 to 50% of the people who show up are of other nationalities. They come and take advantage of the opportunities that we have. And
Yeah.
so it's a great event, but we're there to party. We're there to hang out, have a good time, but not always there to show up and be about that business.
Yeah. So we're going to educate the franchise world about all these highly professional organizations that already have people that are already ready. I mean, think about it. MBAs, they probably work corporate, so they could come and work in your corporate space. Or they may be budding entrepreneurs. But they have 401ks they could probably invest in. They are rolling overs and listen, there's
It's so much to tell
opportunity. It's there. So you and I, we got work to do.
them. Okay.
Um, but I'm excited that you and I, our journeys crossed, our paths crossed, and we are now joined at the hip and helping each other to grow specifically. So tell us, who's an ideal client for you in your WSI business?
So WSI, y'all see the logo on the back. That stands for We Simplify Internet, and that is the company that I'm a franchisee for. And we focus on providing strategy, digital strategy to people, and then the implementation of those strategies that are looking to grow their business through lead generation, through having an amazing online presence that is actually thought-provoking and specific to the goals that they have, not out of the box, not off the shelf, but very bespoke in our approach. And so the ideal customer is someone who's looking to double their business over the next year, someone who's looking to really create a strategy that is built for growth, where they have put aside a budget that is specific for marketing. We have a lot of information that we put out, an ebook and free information that is geared towards AI and all the changes that are going on. And one of the things that it says is, if you look at your revenue, you should be getting ready to spend close to 10% of your revenue. And I say spend, but you should really look at it as invest of your revenue on marketing. And the growing trend is digital marketing. So where it used to be a small percentage, it's becoming the majority of the percentage. It's not enough to just have a Facebook page, but are you actually using your Facebook, your Instagram for business purposes in the way that it was intended? Or are you just putting your money into it like it's a slot machine? You can go to Vegas, we can go to Oklahoma, we can go to Louisiana and play the penny slots, or we could actually set up a target and aim at it, knowing that we're going to hit it. And that's what I'm looking for, is people who want to hit their target, who are serious about their business, whether you be in the franchise space, which I'm helping with franchisees and franchisors, whether you be an independent agency, whether you be corporate, nonprofit, we can help you come up with a strategy that is fitting for you. And because I have WSI as my backing, I am able to scale to as small or as large as you need it to be.
Wonderful. I love it. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and I'm going to ask you the two questions I ask every one of our guests. We'll be right back after this message. We're back with my friend Azaniah Israel, franchisee with WSI. So, first question, how has networking helped you grow your business?
Toni, it is the reason my business is what it is today. The majority of every customer that I started out with was because of my network. And while I am a marketing agency, I didn't need to market because everybody that I shook hands with, that was already my initial start. So now I find that the people that are my best customers are people who I know, like, and trust, people who I've shaken hands with, who I've broken bread with, who I've seen in person. And so that's where my bread and butter is the networking space. And I help my clients understand that even though we're doing your marketing digitally, you still have to be able to now match your brand online with your presence in person. And so
Ooh,
networking is something that I'm teaching them as well.
say that again. Can you
You
say
have
that
to be able to
again?
match your brand online with what you present in person.
And I like to say your brand online is the seasoning to who you say you are in person.
Mm. Hmm.
So if you tell me you're the XYZ, I meet you in person, then I go to find you online and I can't find you. Let's start there. But when I find you, you don't show up. It doesn't match. And so you and we're on the same mission, and we're going to make an impact with small business owners. And I
Right.
love what you said about having a budget for marketing. Um, at least 10% of what you want to make, if you're not making money yet. So if you want to make 100, you better spend 10,
That's
right?
right.
If you want to make 200, you better spend 20 on your marketing. And then you still got to do the work. You
Yeah.
still got to do the work. So too many people think they can put up a page, make a post, and the floodgates will open. That's
Well,
just not the way it works.
if I could add, like,
Please.
the pandemic really exposed a lot to us, right? Some people were doing well with their brick and mortar business, but as soon as someone couldn't walk in their door, their business was shut down. And so it
Yep.
highlighted the necessity to be prepared for a pivot. Even though you may want people to come in, be prepared. And your online presence is so important, because you said if people can't find you, then what? But what if people do find you? And you've attracted them, but then when they see you, they're like, actually, what you're presenting now is the thing that's running me away. Because imagine, Toni, you had a great ad, like the video production you have is amazing. Your presentation physically is amazing. But then if I go to your website or your social media and there's not been an update since 2021,
Mm-hmm.
or there has been an update and there's no comments, no shares, it's like, what, you want me to be the first dummy to buy from you? You want me to be the one to call for it?
Right,
You got to
right.
get that engagement, and you got to make sure that people see it as a wow factor.
Yeah. I saw this yesterday, and I don't normally share screens during the interview, but I'm going to share this because it was so powerful when I saw it. And so I'm going to put it up and let you read it a minute.
Okay.
Too many people think that marketing is saying something one time, and I said it, I posted it. Didn't people see it? And nobody came. So I saw this and I was like, amen. Marketing is saying one thing 100 times, not saying 100 things one time. Really, really, really powerful. And so, Azaniah, if somebody wants to get with you so they can make sure they're saying things 100 times, tell them how to contact you.
Absolutely. So my favorite way to communicate is through LinkedIn. So you have my LinkedIn below, Azaniah Israel. You'll be able to find me there. You can also go to my site, which is my corporate WSI site, but it's mine because I have my own agency, Azaniah-Israel.wsiworld.com. And if you want to go old school and you still like that email, I'm there available for you, a.israel@wsiworld.com.
So I'm going to ask you our final question. What's the biggest drastic step you've ever taken in life or business?
Oh, well, I wasn't prepared for that question. The biggest drastic step that I ever took in life or business. I would say it is deciding to not focus on the business, but focus on the impact that I'm giving to the world, which then allowed me to do the different things that I'm doing all at the same time. So I told you that I'm in ministry. I am an author. I am a leader of a nonprofit, and I have this WSI business as well. But they all work together in synergy. And while some people think it's foolish to do so much, I look at it as it all works together. And by taking that step, it has definitely impacted me well. And that's probably how I ended up meeting you.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that our paths cross. We're just beginning together, and it's going to be amazing. So I can't wait for the next year, 5 years together, how we're going to impact both communities and be the bridge, because they need to know about each other. And if anybody can do it, it's me and you. Thank you so much, Azaniah, for your time today. I look forward to what the future brings. We'll be right back after this message.
Thanks for having me.
All right, pick up your copy of Show Up, Be Up, Follow Up to Blow Up. Go to showuptoblowup.com. That'll take you directly to the Amazon page so you can get your copy today. And then if you want to connect with me and schedule a date, look, every relationship starts with a first date, even in business. So let's date. Meet with ToniHarrisTaylor.com. Find a time and let's see what happens. You never know. Wasn't that a great conversation with Azaniah? We are on a mission to help more people who are not in franchising to recognize that franchising is a way to a road to wealth, as well as help franchising understand that there are people who are already of the mindset to do business. They just need to know you exist, and bridging that gap. So stay tuned, more to come in that area. This is Toni Harris Taylor saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow, and we'll see you next week. Bye.